Okay, so Kevin, I'm going to make some grilled cheese sandwiches. And let's say I have 10 slices of bread. How many sandwiches can I make?
You can make 5 sandwiches.
Are you sure about that?
I mean, if you want triple 3 pieces of bread in one sandwich, I don't know what kind of grilled cheese sandwiches you have.
That's an excellent question. That has comes up in my class every couple of years, not every year, but we're going to use the standard formula for grilled cheese sandwiches: 2 slices of bread and 1 slice of cheese. How many sandwiches can I make? Question mark. And you said in about a nanosecond. I mean, you said it right off the bat. You said 5 sandwiches. Right?
Yep.
You knew that. Okay, so let's start making a sandwich. I'm going to do this one-handed, so this ought to be pretty impressive. So I'm digging out the bread, and I'm going to flip it over here. I pulled out some cheese slices already, and to make my life a little easier, I half opened them up already. I thought that was smart. So there we go. There's one that's going to go on there. And you'll notice that in this environment, there's no such thing as butter or anything like that goes on the other side, because I definitely can't do that with one hand. Or maybe I could, but I'm not gonna. So I'm gonna take these 2 sandwiches, I'm gonna take them over here to my frying pan, I'm gonna put them on here, and I'm gonna start that up. Okay, so they'll start going. If when we flip the camera around, you see smoke billowing behind my back, let me know, okay?
Will do.
I don't think it'll happen. It doesn't, but you never know. Normally I use a rectangular griddle, but that's not an option today. All right, let's go back to the math while those are cooking. Okay, so you knew that I could make 5 sandwiches. You knew it right off the bat. And all we're going to do is in chemistry classes, we're going to make this just a little bit more explicit. And so we're going to say something along the lines of, okay, whenever I make a grilled cheese sandwich, I know that I got to take some bread and I've got to add some cheese to it. And I'm going to put them together and I'm going to make a grilled cheese sandwich, which is BD2CH, according to the standard formula, right?
Yep.
How am I doing?
Looks good.
Okay. Now, at this point, we might have already learned about balancing equations, or maybe we haven't. But if we have, we know that we've got 2 bread there. Then I need to have 2 bread over here. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
And so the math that you did in your head was you took 10 slices of bread and you divided it by 2 to get to 5 sandwiches. We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to start off with 10 slices of bread, and I'm going to try to end up with some number of sandwiches over here. And in order to do that, you said, okay, I got to get rid of slices of bread. So I'm going to multiply it by something that has slices of bread on the bottom. Slices of bread on the bottom. And you know that it's 2 slices of bread for every 1 sandwich, BD2CH. You did that in a flash, right?
Mm-hmm.
Equals 10 times 1 is 10 divided by 2 is 5, BD2CH. You knew that, I knew that. I would be shocked if there's any students in our class that can't do that in their heads on their own. Okay, how are we doing?
Doing all right.
Let me ask you another question. How many sandwiches can I make with a loaf of bread? Question mark. There we go. How many sandwiches can I make with 1 loaf of bread, Kevin?
I I actually don't know how many slices are in a standard loaf.
No, you don't know how many lights, but you knew exactly that was the question you needed to know, right? You needed to know the answer to that one, right? So it just so happens that I counted mine, and in this bread, this loaf of bread, I had 13 slices. So I know that it's 13 slices in one loaf of bread. So I've got one loaf of bread, and I want to know how many sandwiches I can make. You already know what the answer is, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I've got a loaf of bread, so I got to put bread on my bottom down here, and on the top, I want BD, BD2CH. Oh, but you know what? We forgot something, didn't I? I need something else in the middle that's going to get rid of loaf of bread. And how many slices am I going to have in that? I'm going to have 13 slices and one loaf. So let's write this all out again a little more neatly. One loaf of bread times 13 slices of bread in one loaf of bread. Is that showing up, by the way?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Okay, that'll tell me how many slices of bread. I'm now doing almost the same math I had before, and I know that it is 2 slices of bread to 1 BD2CH equals, okay, loaf of bread, slices of bread, slices of bread. Oh, this is how many sandwiches I'm going to get from one loaf. Looks to me like it's going to be 6.5 BD2CHs.
How are your sandwiches going, by the way?
Excellent question. Let's go back and have a look and see. I can feel it getting a little warm over there. I think they're cold enough that, oh, look at that. We're making progress. So we're making a little bit of progress. I'm going to turn it down a little bit so it goes a little more gently because I need it to melt on the middle, not burn on the outside before the middle's done anything. So we're going to slow it down a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So I know, and you know, this looks exactly like the stoichiometry that we might otherwise have had, right?
Mm-hmm.
What about if I say I've got 900 grams of bread? How many sandwiches can I make?
Well, then, how much does one slice of bread weigh?
Question. Well, it just so happens over here on the periodic table of grilled cheese sandwiches, I wrote that down before. I found on this periodic table, I've got 450 grams of bread in my bag, which if I come over here, you'll see that it says 100% whole wheat bread, 450 grams. Apparently it was $2.49. So 450 grams, 13 slices, 34.6 grams per slice. So I don't even have to convert to slices. I can go straight to 900 grams of bread. I know that it is 34.6 grams of bread for one slice of bread. I want to get from slices of bread to sandwiches. So it's going to be 2 slices of BD for every 1 BD2CH. So 900 divided by 34 divided by 2, 900 divided by 70. I don't know what 900 divided by 70 is. That's almost 90 divided by 7, so it's about a little over 20. Oh, I know it's 2 loaves of bread. It's about 26, approximately. Or is it 13?
It's
Yeah, do that math for me, Kevin.
It's here. I can do the actual calculation real fast.
Yeah, do the actual calculation for us. That's a good idea. Audience participation. Thanks.
Yep. So first we do 900 divided by 34.6. Because just multiplying it by 1 is the same thing.
Yep.
And multiply by 1, and then divide by 2. Your answer is 13.0 with significant figures considered.
Sure. Right. Of course, it's 13. Right. That makes sense. Because I did it wrong, didn't I? But of course, it's 13 because we knew that one loaf makes 6.5. 900 grams is just over 2 loaves, or just about 2 loaves. So that's 13. Right. That makes more sense. Yeah. So when I did it in my head, I did it wrong, but you did it right. Thanks very much.
Yep.
So from my perspective, that looks exactly like the stoichiometry that we're going to have in this course. But every one of our students does the first question right on their own, and then they know exactly the questions to ask themselves about how much does a slice of bread weigh, how much does a slice of cheese weigh, how many slices are in a loaf of bread. They know those questions, and so they can do it. It's only when we start using unfamiliar compounds like sodium chloride or sodium bisulfate or carbon monoxide, all these things that people are less familiar with, that they have that hard time. So what do you make of that, Kevin?
That's a great analogy. It connects like the unfamiliar with the familiar. So it's a good way to help familiarize students.
Now, the last parting shot I have on this one is that our students have to get to the point of being completely comfortable doing this easily, right?
But both of your things are muted.
Sorry. I was going to say, so our students have to get to the point of understanding that and solving these problems easily and smoothly, right? It cannot be done just saying, hey, I know how to do this. I'll probably be able to do it. You got to be able to do it so fast that you're completely comfortable with it. And we can help.
And it's not going to happen instantly. Like, because you mentioned it's kind of unfamiliar, you still have to practice this and get used to it before you're able to do it quickly.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and there'll be lots of opportunity.
How are those sandwiches?
All right, let's go see how they're doing. Hold on 1 second. Looking promising on the original side. Oh, little dark on that side. Little dark on that side. Come back inside, but melted in the middle. That's really promising.